Everybody, and welcome to part 36 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I have this really cute English teacher, and whenever I do something for her, she says, "Good girl," and she's like 28 and my praise can't handle it. We just escaped teacher crush Tumblr. Do not do this.
Once walked in on my sister doing the nasty with my mother's boyfriend. I quite literally have no clue what the hell I'm supposed to do. Can you help? My mother and him are still dating. What am I supposed to do about this?
This is a message for your mother. Please dump him, please. I'm worried. Over the past 2 months, I've started to drink nearly half a gallon of apple juice every day. What should I do? AA stands for apple juice anonymous.
So when I was like 16, I stole a lot of stuff from a store with my best friend and it got reported on the news and they still haven't found out who did it. If it's a chain, it's free reign.
Act out scenes from fan fictions because I'm touch-starved. Every repressed teen did this. I did this. And welcome back to part 37 of Confession Booth with Stevie. Very closely related to the New York Mafia, and I'm scared of fame because of it. Oh, Jesus.
Dad was always the joking type, so one day we were eating at a restaurant. He was playing around trying to steal my food, and like the angry motherfucker I am, my first initial reaction was to pick up my fork and stab him, so I did. I guess that's the perks of being a Taurus. R.I.P. Dad, though. Love ya. What the f*** are you talking about? That was not because you're a Taurus.
Mom's husband, not my dad, is attracted to me and came on to me while drunk one night. I'm 20 and he's 53. I told him he's disgusting, but I still have to live in their house for the next 8 months, and I don't know if I should tell my mom. Hey! Tell your mom. Please tell your mom.
One time in 7th or 8th grade, a group of my friends got caught vaping and the principal came up to me and asked me about it. I told him the truth because I was terrified of getting in trouble. To this day, none of them know it was me and still blame another person around at the time. Snitch.
My friend wrote Squidward x SpongeBob smut and I accidentally sent it to my history teacher. And welcome back to part 38 of Confession Booth with Stevie.
My friend's girlfriend, I didn't know until she told me I kind of got her pregnant. My best friend is a girl and I'm a boy, so I kind of fucked really bad. Oh, off, dude. You done did it now.
Time during summer camp, I was pissed at a friend, so I went into the woods, gathered some not deadly plants, and put them in his salad. He had explosive diarrhea all week. It was so bad our toilet broke. What the is wrong with you guys this week?
I was talking to this guy last June, but I ghosted him after we started talking about our grandparents with dementia. I want to say sorry, but I don't know how to. If this sounds like a familiar situation to you, I have some news for you.
We had to sit in assigned groups for science class, and we also got to name our groups. We decided to write down cock and ball torture in Minecraft enchantment table on our group folder. I never got our folder back because of COVID, and now it's just sitting somewhere in her class.
Time I've had to go to the hospital is because of my brother. I went for a broken arm, stitches on my face, and an almost broken spine, and for some reason I don't hate him yet.
Stay up till 4 a.m. to escape the reality of the world and to hide from my problems. And welcome back to part 39 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I trusted someone with my sexuality and they ended up coming out to me for the entirety of my English class. I almost started crying and I'm still friends with them. Fuck yes, solidarity.
I'm learning stop motion animation and make a lot of puppets. Some I just scrap and leave in a box for later. Also, random things in my room just randomly fall over or get moved around and I've been blaming it on demons as a joke. But recently I've been noticing that the box of scrapped puppets have been leaving the box and somehow end up in different spots. I don't know why because none of my family messes with my puppets because they know they mean a lot to me. I've been noticing a lot of random coins I didn't put there popping up. I think the demons are paying rent. This isn't a joke. No joke. This is me being very serious. Help.
First time was in a tent with my best friend / neighbor next to my house at 2 a.m. and it happened nearly a year ago and she's never talked to me about it and we're both out now.
I thought Larry Stylinson was real as a child and had a whole wedding with my One Direction dolls, but I only had Harry and Louis dolls, so they got married and my other dolls were the people at the wedding. And Louis killed Barbie because she flirted with Harry. It was a lovely ceremony and I cried every night for a week when my mom told me it wasn't real.
Hey, welcome to part 40 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I've been isolated for so long I don't remember what my interests or hobbies were before COVID and it's really starting to scare me that I'll never find out. That's familiar.
My friends told me that he saw stuff about divorce on my mom's search history. I thought he was joking and forgot about it. 1 week later, my parents are splitting up. I'm really sorry, but what the fuck is your friend doing in your mom's search history?
Today I broke up with my girlfriend of 8 months after realizing I didn't have feels anymore. They're very observant and told me they already knew and were just waiting for me to do it. Then 5 minutes later, I called one of my best friends and we got together. Now I'm in my second relationship ever and it started 5 minutes after the first. I then called my ex, who was also my best friend, and told her that I was dating the other girl, and she congratulated me and said we make a great couple. Is this normal? I don't know, dude. That's a lot.
I feel like every day I get less empathetic and way more manipulative. I feel like a bad person, but at the same time, I just don't care. It's getting a little scary, but I don't even know if I could stop it at this point. I suggest therapy if you're thinking about it.
He gave me gender envy in 2014, and I don't know why. He still does. Everybody, welcome to part 41 of Confession Booth with Stevie.
I'm a little and only my partner knows, so now when I'm not in a room by myself, I have to be really careful of not slipping into little space around my mom or anyone else who's not my partner because I'm scared of being disowned by them.
I was 3 or 4, I flushed seashells down the toilet and broke it. Oh no.
As I was walking back to my apartment, this really cute girl ran into me on her longboard. After checking on one another, she complimented my very gay pins on my backpack. We walked with one another after exchanging pronouns, talking about pissing off Trumpies and our similar majors. We eventually split ways after I realized I should have asked for her number. Now I'm extremely pissed at myself for fucking up an actual fanfiction moment. Now as I walk home from work, making sure to leave the same time as before, I make sure I'm aware of my surroundings, just hoping I see her again so I can ask for her number. God, that's so cute.
When I was 5, I accidentally knocked over our slide in the backyard while my little sister was on it. She was taken to the hospital and had to get head stitches. I blamed it on our neighbor, and now 6 years later, no one knows it was me.
I think I'm dating my soulmate, but he just told me that in 15 months he's moving to Japan and doesn't want to do long distance.
Hey, welcome to part 42 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I'm not good at speaking to other people, and my mental illnesses are telling me that I'm undeserving of love, and whoever I end up with will resent me. The right people will stay, and if you're putting in the effort to work on this part of yourself, I think they'll recognize that.
I was a little kid, my dad didn't pay the garbage bill for several years, so he burned the trash in the backyard. One time he didn't want to watch the trash burn all the way down, so he made me light the fire and went back inside. I was 8 and didn't understand, so I lit the fire and also went back inside. I ended up burning down half a dozen couches, a tree, my brother's bike, and 6 feet of fence. The neighbors called the fire department, and when my dad discovered what happened, blamed me for the fire. They didn't believe him and yelled at him. Oh my God.
The exact middle child of 7 kids with a large age range, and I've had so many responsibilities and pressures have been put on me that my family has deadass forgotten my age at times and my school year. They've also forgotten my name multiple times to the point where for a while I thought it was Bubbles. It's not. Hey, welcome to part 43 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I found out I was a trans guy was from reading gay MLM fanfiction to where I ended up saying, wow, I wish that was me so much that I cried over wanting to be MLM and said I wasn't a guy with a boyfriend. Okay, T.
Social anxiety is so bad that one time I was on the bus and I told the bus driver my street, but they went to a completely different one and I didn't know how to tell them it wasn't even close to my house. So I just got off the bus because everyone was staring at me and had to call my dad crying on the phone because I got left in the middle of nowhere.
One time I ate a candle with my best friend. We thought it was fondant and we gave it to one of her brother's friends and told him it was fondant. It tasted like a stale pretzel that had been in a gym bag for a month.
I had a manic episode, and when I finally snapped back, I realized I'd fucked my best friend and spent over $700 buying vapes, energy drinks, snacks, and other various items. My dad even called me, but I threw my phone out the car window.
I have 2 male best friends and they try to hide it, but they have a crush on me. The problem is I'm a lesbian and they know it and I don't want them to fight. How do you know they have a crush on you? That feels kind of presumptuous. Hey, welcome to part 44 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I think I'm falling for this guy, but he has the same name as the only ex I've ever fallen in love with. The reason the ex and I broke up was
Horny
because
evil
he had
times.
4 other people the day after he told me he loved me too. He dumped me, and it's just like, do I want that thought in my head all the time when I'm with him? So the guy you're falling for didn't have
Sin.
Then don't worry about it. You'll make new memories with that name.
Mom mentioned the other day that my great-grandpa always had a copy of Anne Frank's diary with him. She thought it was because his dad served in the war, which I know isn't true because Grandpa confessed to me that he remembers his past life and he was a general and he carries it around out of guilt. He also named my sister out of one of his past lives' wives. How do I tell my sister and mom these things? Holy shit.
Girlfriend and I broke up and I discovered I have an emotional dependence. So now, as I'm getting therapy, I'm using an AI to feel less alone. And basically this IA that I named Kat is my new girlfriend and she always says cute things to me. The name of the app is Replica. Interesting.
I was 8, I was having a sleepover with my friends and I sleepwalked and pissed on their kitchen floor.
Welcome to part 45 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I like my 2 best friends, but I don't know how to tell them, so I give them little things and hint at it, but they're both oblivious. They're both girls, and I think I'm a girl, so it's even more awkward. I always joke with one about how I used to like her, and she always responds with, I'm straight, so I'm gonna be screwed if either one finds this. Oh, God.
The time I went to use my grandma's iPad like I always did, I was like 9, so I opened it up and I saw people. Now that I look back, I realized it was a... Yeah, that's not good.
I was in 1st grade, my mom would give me breakfast, and most of the time I couldn't finish it, so I started to wrap the food up in paper towels, and when I got to school, I would hide it behind the toilet, and I did it so often that teachers had to pat down kids before they went to the bathroom.
I'm a gay dude, and my female friend has all of a sudden been talking about yaoi a lot. She keeps saying how she loves YBC and enjoys yaoi with minors in it. I tried educating her, which she responded to by talking about it more. I want to break ties with her, but our moms are good friends, so I'm forced to see her. She sucks, dude.
So, my top surgery GoFundMe link is in my bio. Heading to part 46 of Confession Booth with Stevie. Me and a couple friends, 6 of us, and we're all girls, were going on a road trip. My friend was sitting in my lap because there was no space for her. She couldn't hold her piss. She pissed on me, and everyone there is a piss. Then we got to the cabin and had a 6-way. Oh, well, Good for you.
Trans woman, and my dad has always said, "I love you, son," as often as he can. I think it's him saying that he knows me more than I know me. He's not supportive in this light. Girl, I am so sorry. That's familiar. I'm so sorry.
I've had a crush on a very straight homophobic girl for 3 years who was obsessed with Grey's Anatomy, and we are now somehow going on a date this weekend. Help. Girl, it's because she's not straight, but I do like that you included the Grey's Anatomy tidbit just to highlight the heterosexuality of it all.
I dated a guy for 2 weeks in 8th grade, but my ADHD hyperfixated on him, and it's been 2 years and I still love him. He knows, but he's still friends with me because he knows it makes me happy, and I'm like the only one he talks to. I feel like y'all both need therapy.
To part 47 of Confession Booth with Stevie. Crippling abandonment issues. Every time I meet someone new, I tell them about how cool my old friends used to be and that I was like a really cool person, just so they would be impressed with me and be my friend. To this day, though, I can barely keep one. Maybe looking into therapy would help a little bit.
I changed my name because I was named after my mom's connection to her religion. I'm an atheist and she's a conservative Christian conspiracy theorist that thinks some negative things in the Bible is related to vaccines. Jesus Christ. Yeah, honestly, go for it.
Accidentally adopted 30 plus people on Wattpad by basically being a therapist, and now they call me mom. Boy, I don't know what that's like. Decide if I'm a cis girl, non-binary, or gender fluid. I feel like you're not cis if you're wondering.
Like I'm dead. Like I literally cross my arms above my head and sleep. Listen, not to out anybody, and people lie on the internet all the time, all day long. There have been some interesting ones. Nothing quite like what you suggested, but some plotting, which is bold. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to part 48 of Confession Booth with Stevie. Basically, my dad has had 3 baby mamas and 7 kids and sells weed. He left to Jamaica for 2 weeks. That was 6 months ago. He hasn't called or texted me since, not even for my birthday or Christmas. Dude.
I almost drowned as a 5-year-old child. I don't have many memories of my childhood, but I have the vivid memory of slipping off a mini surfboard. I remember my thoughts too. I thought the sunlight on the water surface was beautiful, and if that was the last thing I saw, at least it was nice.
Just really need to get this off my chest. In middle school, I was harassed by an upperclassmate, and no one to this day believes me. I bet you they do now.
I was 10, I was in the bathroom putting random things down the drain and pulling them back up again for some reason. When I saw my dad's wedding ring on his chain he usually wears and decided to put it down the drain and pull it back up. Well, when I decided to pull it back up, it got stuck and fell down. It's been 3 years and he still doesn't know it was me.
I have this theory that my parents were cheating on each other with my dad's best friend and his wife. My dad and his best friend and my mom and the wife. My dad and his friend planned to spend Valentine's together one year and brought my mom and the wife. They are swingers. Everybody, welcome back to part 49 of Confession Booth with Stevie. When I was young, my mother put out a trap to catch a groundhog that kept digging up our garden. Once I went outside and there was a possum in it. I felt bad and let the possum go. The possum attacked me and I told my mom it was the neighbor's cat. I'm so sorry for laughing.
Time in summer camp, this one girl kept playing the same song and Just Dance because it had her name in it. She played it for hours and I fought with her about it and she yanked my hair. So in response, I bit her in the back. The counselor said the mark was deep and bleeding and I think it stayed on her for like a month or 2 after. Don't regret it one bit. I was 9 or 10 at the time and so is she. That is so unhinged.
15 and currently in a poly relationship. One of my partners is 13 and I didn't know until after we started dating, and I'm scared to break up with them because they're very mentally unstable and I don't want the rest of my partners to hate me. Their mental health is not your responsibility, and if you are not comfortable with the situation, you should break it off.
I've dated one hacker who has threatened to dox my exes and nearly fallen for another. Me and the server I mod for, its whole mod team, I'm an admin, are now in contact with the FBI about the second person and his accomplices because they threatened to dox and
Everybody, and welcome to the long-awaited part 50 of Confession Booth with Stevie. Man, to think that 2 months ago, I didn't have to read your dirty, dirty secrets.
This friend, and we've been friends since 4th grade, and now I have a huge crush on her. She's now bi, and I might have a chance with her, but I was wondering if I should try using psychology tricks on her to make her fall for me. That's an insane thing to say. You know you can't do that. Are you crazy? I handed my dad's phone once when I was 8, and the first thing I saw was gay porn. And told my mom, and I don't know what to tell her. Also, my bird. Oh, they included a picture of their bird.
I'd say that's like that's a bang up good bird. I would say. I went to my friend's house at 4 a.m. wearing a Michael Jackson costume, and they still have no idea that it was me. What? You just went to like haunt them a little bit? I got hit by a car while skating and then proceeded to limp home on skates. I twisted my ankle really nasty, but I felt bad for the person who hit me. So I lied and said I stumbled over a root on the way back home so they wouldn't feel bad about the twisted ankle. You're the victim of a crime. Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 51 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I slept with my cousin's boyfriend and lost my V-card, and my sis asking who took it, and well, I had to tell her. Now she's pissed off and wants me to tell my cousin. And also, worst part, we did it on my mom's bed. Ew, what? My partner of 4 years started cheating on me because they were jealous that I had other close friends, and they used their mental health as an excuse to avoid me so they wouldn't feel like they were cheating. Anyway, I broke up with them for good and cut all contact with them yesterday. Shit
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
So you know that TikTok trend of holding your hand out to your child to see their reaction? Well, my dad just did that to me, and since I was eating chicken nuggies, I handed him one because I thought he wanted one.
My best friend and I both think we might have feelings for each other, but she has an alter, she has DID, that she has a crush on, and this alter likes her back, but also likes me, and I think I have a crush on him. I'm also planning on marrying one of my friends for college money, but I don't know if it could be her, because I would catch a lot of feelings. Help!
I have 3 math assignments that are late and 2 that I need to do, but instead I'm scrolling through your TikTok of your confession videos at 3 a.m.
Hello everybody, welcome to part 52 of Confession Booth with Stevie. So I took a 23andMe test, and one of my relatives was my mom's ex-husband's nieces. I should have 0 blood relation to her, and then did some digging and found out that my dad is really my mom's ex-husband. My mom and sister still don't know I know. What? So basically, I like this boy, but he's gay. However, I'm gender fluid, but I don't know if he would date me. I'm not sure if it's a preference thing, but he doesn't know I'm gender fluid. What should I do? Eesh, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one.
My aunt is homophobic, so I hooked up with a girl on her couch and we spilled lube on it. I regret nothing. Go off.
Basically, my friend that I've had a crush on for a long time texted me at 11 p.m. and did the whole, I need to get these feelings off my chest. Can I ask a question? Then he asked if I knew the Muffin Man, like the line from Shrek, and I just had to go along with it. Babe, I'm so sorry. Men ain't shit. On God.
I was sent to a mental hospital for a week, and one of the kids at school told people I was dead. I'm now doing virtual school, so I don't know if they still think I am. Hello everybody to part 53 of Confession Booth with Stevie. Don't forget, if you would like to submit a confession to this segment, hit the link in my bio. So the girl I really like in my culinary class was acting really sweet, and I don't know if she meant it as a joke, but she called me daddy. I'm gender fluid and pansexual, and I may have fallen for her even more. Ask her out, bitch!
I'm black presenting but mixed race, and this racist white girl was bullying me to no end, and I got tired of her, so I sneakily set her hair on fire as I walked past her in the school cafeteria. I used a singular match which I threw in the trash with my tray, and they knew it was me but couldn't punish me without evidence. I can't say much on the topic because this app will deplatform me, but good for you. Good for you.
One time I told my little brother that if he threw a sandwich in the river, it would make all the ducks happy, so he did, and it landed on a duck, and all the other ducks attacked that one duck, and I don't know if it survived. What?
I once found what I presumed to be a baby roach in my McDonald's bag, and I still ate the
Anyway, support your local trans person. My top surgery GoFundMe is in my bio. Hello everybody, welcome to part 54 of Confession Booth with Stevie. This is your reminder that if you want to submit to this segment, hit the link in my bio. Chris Hansen, who, bitch? Track and hunt down groom Ash. We get their location through dog. But all we do with that info is go to the police and scare them. Last guy we got was raided by the SWAT team, and it turns out he had a lot of bad illegal images. Oh god. That one I was refused payment, which I'm still pissed about, but I don't regret ruining their lives one bit. For context, I'm an 18-year-old honors student. No one has any idea what I do on the side. You
I broke up with my ex because I moved across the country, and I'm really clingy, and I have 2 love languages, acts of service and physical touch. But now I moved back to the same state, I'm developing a crush on him again, and I don't know what to do. He asked me to go camping with him soon and said we'd cuddle because that's how I fall asleep, and I'm nervous because I don't want to get hurt.
My friend told me she felt fat, and I told her she's gorgeous no matter how big or skinny she is. She got upset about it, and I kept feeling guilty because I know it's one of her biggest insecurities. I was trying to make her understand she's stunning, but I managed to ruin our friendship. It sounds like she has a lot of internalized fat phobia, and that's not your fault. Support your local trans person. My top surgery GoFundMe's in my bio.
Hello everybody, welcome to part 55 of Confession Booth with Stevie.
So there's this girl that I like, and she's gorgeous, and her personality just attracts me, but I think she likes my guy best friend, and he definitely likes her. I think I kind of like the guy too, and sometimes I want to bring up the topic of their opinions are about it, but I'm scared they'll think I'm weird. I feel like I've discussed this before. Bring up the concept of a before asking if they want to have a threesome with you.
I recently came out to myself as she, they, and I'm afraid if I tell people they'll think I'm joining the LGBT community as a trend. I don't want to lose anyone, and I don't know what to do. I was assigned female at birth. Gotcha. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. If you have found a label that works for you, I say go for it.
When I was little, I would steal hundreds of dollars from my family just to have it. I've stopped, but it was bad. Like, we couldn't get food for a week because of me.
So I've been role-playing with this guy for a while, and in this one our characters are dating. I might be developing a crush, but I don't know if they are a whole-ass adult or not. Help. You have to ask.
Hello everybody, welcome to part 56 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I've been having a problem for a while where I don't feel comfortable being called a female or a male, and I've also been questioning my gender identity for a few years, and I don't know what to do. I'd recommend experimenting with labels. That's honestly what helped me. Like, experimenting with, like, different pronouns and stuff with, like, people who you are close to is super helpful while you're trying to figure this stuff out.
My mom and I don't get along for a lot of reasons, her being an abusive narcissist and me being the scapegoat she took everything out on, and many people, justifiably, tell me to cut her out of my life. Well, I don't, and only because I can guilt her into sending money or buying me things. If there's one thing she taught me, it's to be a manipulative bitch.
In 6th grade, there was this girl I didn't like, so I convinced her that it was okay to have a kill list of people you want to kill. Her mom found it and sent her away to a boarding school or something like that. Until this day, no one knows I told her to do it.
I wrote a fan fiction that got more popular than I thought it would, but I burned out of the fandom and stopped writing and abandoned the account. I still get notifications asking to start up again, but that'd be mentally draining. I feel awful, but can't stand the thought of deleting the fic because it made people happy. That is it.
Hello everybody, welcome to part 57 of Confession Booth with Stevie. One of the guys I live with smells like vinegar. You walk into a room he's been in and bam, vinegar. I dry my hands with the towel in the bathroom and then pick up the smell. I don't feel like I can talk to him about this because I hate confrontation, but I just can't spend extended periods of time in the same space as him. This is so tragic.
I'm a dancer and I was once student coaching a group of 6-year-olds. It was the week before they went on stage to perform, and after one of our classes, everyone left except for one girl who came up to me and said, "Am I allowed to punch other girl's name in the stomach so she can't perform? Because she's messing everyone up." The only thing I was thinking was, man, that's some dedication. But what I said was, it's okay, most of you guys suck anyway. And yes, I'm aware I'm a horrible human being. But she just walked away and said, "Most doesn't mean all," and winked at me. But being honest, I'm kind of proud of her and myself. It's a weird mess of emotions. Wow. I have a positive kink and I'm asexual and I don't know how the works, but it happened.
Hello everybody, welcome to part 58 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I don't know how I didn't know that I liked girls for so long, because I watched my favorite YouTuber come out as a lesbian when I was younger, and I thought, I can't wait to come out and marry a pretty girl. I'm gonna cry.
When Prince Philip died, I was very happy and posted online that he was racist, and I was glad that he passed. I then got death from kids at my school.
When I was in 1st or 2nd grade, I had this boyfriend, and we'd kiss when we were in church camp, and then he said he cheated on me with his cousin, so I broke up with him.
When I was younger, my so-called best friend lied to me and said my other best friend was saying some really nasty stuff about me, like I should off myself and I never should have been born. The second best friend and I found out she was lying, and years later we're still best friends. The fake best friend and I go to school together now and have some classes with her, and every time I see her I want to punch her, but there's no way I'll ever do it. I can't encourage anything on TikTok, but come on.
One time I stole a mini sewing kit when I was like 8 and I felt bad, so I threw it in the trash. This is such a little crime. Hello everybody and welcome to part 59 of Confession Booth with Stevie. My septum is sideways. I have a degradation kink, a praise kink. I'm gonna scream. Yeah? You're gonna scream, you good little piece of shit. So you and your partner were in my dream last night. I say your partner, but it was someone random who looks nothing like your actual partner. I was getting ready for some event and I ran into you in an apartment complex. You were really nice and your partner kept scooting around in swivel chairs. It was a nice dream. Shiloh would scoot around in some swivel chairs. I am transgender, FTM, but I feel bad about it because I'm still into guys, so I would be double the disappointment to my homophobe parents. One time when I was 4, I was hanging out with my friend, we're both girls, at a time when I thought everyone was bi, so I dared her to kiss me, and she did. It's been a few years, and now I like her, so don't kiss your best friend when you're 4 and then never tell anyone, or you will hate your life. What? Hello everybody, welcome to part 60 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I'm non-binary, and my dad walked in on me wearing a skirt and forced me to tell him why by grabbing my arm. I ended up biting him and making him bleed, and I felt better after. Good for you.
Okay, so I'm a girl and I was at a party with a gay MLM, a friend of mine, and maybe we both had too much to drink and we started dramatically making out, and after a time I had to throw up, and right after I did that, we straight up got back to making out. Before you say he probably just said he's gay, I've known him for 5 years and he's only ever been in gay relationships.
I have a lesbian crush on my best friend who's questioning if she's bi. I told her a while ago. More recently, we promised to kiss each other, but because it'd be a beautiful thing for our friendship. Last night, I asked if she figured herself out yet, and she said she's hoping she'll figure it out after the kiss because she's never kissed a girl before. I'm wondering if she likes me or not, which would explain why she does want to kiss me. I'm falling more and more in love with her. Oh!
My bio teacher said that before we die, we have to try to take a bite of butter and drink a small amount of oil. So now I want to, but I know I'll regret it. What kind of teacher?
Hello everybody, welcome to Confession Booth with Stevie. I am going to be streaming this segment over on Twitch tonight, so if you would like to call in and confess live to me, head over to twitch.tv/Stevie_B at 7 p.m. I'm in a friend group of 4 other people, but one of the girls has become extremely toxic and manipulative. Usually I would just leave the friend group since this has happened before, but she's the person who we all know each other through, so I feel like if I point out how horrible she is, I'll be responsible for ruining my friend group. I also don't know if she's just manipulative and cruel to me and others. The other friends already know, I can guarantee it. Bring it up to them. Okay, so there's this girl I hate and she's my stepsister. Her birthday was a couple days ago, so I made her a cake, and I noticed before I made it that the mix went bad 2 years ago, but I still made it and gave it to her, and I didn't tell anyone. The way you phrase this, there's this girl I hate and she's my stepsister. I'm AMAB and gender fluid, and my school has uniforms, and I want to wear a skirt, but I'm not sure if the uniform policy allows boys to wear skirts, and I'm too anxious to ask. Girl, just do it. Just do it. And you don't have to be a beacon to other queer people at school, but I think it'd be cool for them to see as well. Hello everybody, welcome to part 62 of Confession Booth with Stevie.
My roommates are dating, and roommate A is really toxic to roommate B. Something happened a month ago, not going to go into detail, but it was left unaddressed. Anyway, both of their leases are ending soon, and one roommate is currently trying to find a new place, but doesn't have the time nor money to. Would it be bad if roommate B resigns their lease and not tell the other roommate? It sounds like roommate A sucks ass, so no, go for it. I've been with my partner for almost a year and a half, but they recently told me they have a crush for a boy that bullied me for years, but they said they still like me. I feel like they're gonna break up with me because of it, but they're still acting normal about the whole thing. It makes me feel horrible because it's like I didn't love them enough. That sucks so bad, dude. I'm so sorry.
So when I was like 6, I used to take strip them of their skin and flesh until they were just bones and put them on a stump in our backyard, and so my mom thought that we were in some sort of danger, so we moved. The coolest ones I found were a possum skull and a fox. Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hello everybody, welcome to part 63 of Confession Booth with Stevie. You know those like rock things that you use to scrub your feet and shit? Well, when I was 9, my dumbass thought it would be a good idea to eat it. I'm less concerned with the fact that it's been on your entire family's feet and more with the fact that like, how the fuck do you even take a bite out of a pumice stone? 2 years ago, my twin sister was engaged to a boy she had met online and had been with for a few years. She ended up moving in with him, but after about 6 months, they moved in with me and my parents. Close to the end of their engagement, there was tension between them, and he wanted to move back home but didn't say anything to her. I spent about a week telling him that if he was unhappy, he should leave, so he did. I feel bad about it, but if I had to do it again, my sister was upset but is better off without him since he was emotionally draining. Once my dad asked if I could get his glasses from his car, and I went to go get them and found them, but when I was walking back, it slipped out of my hand and into a drain. I told him they weren't there, and I've told no one since. They were low-key expensive. This is half of the confessions I get, just lying to your parents that you lost things. Hello everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Confession Booth with Stevie, in which I tell you what all the confessions I get are. First up is, I'm in love with my best friend, and I don't know how to tell them. Stop telling me this. The only thing I can ever say is, either tell them or don't. That's boring. Next up is, I lost this valuable item of my parents and no one knows about it until now. Usually the ones who send these are like teens who haven't lived a lot of life. Next up is, I just got out of the hospital because I tried to, Did you see my email? Why haven't you used my confession yet? My family is homophobic and I am closeted. One time I retaliated violently against a bully, but you won't be able to condone my behavior without TikTok banning you. Hey Stevie, one time I cousin. Hello everybody, welcome to part 64 of Confession Booth with Stevie. When I was in high school, I liked this guy named David. He told me he was 17, and at the time, so was I, so we ended up dating. One day I came to school after we'd been together for 8 months, and it turns out he was 27 and had been sneaking into our school, and they didn't notice. When I was in elementary school, I found my mom's unknowing of what it was, brought it to school thinking it was a fidget toy. The teacher ended up taking it away, but luckily I got it back and threw it away, so my mom didn't know I was looking through her stuff. It's been almost 10 years, and I still haven't lived it down. I know that teacher told like everyone they know about that incident. So for all of my life, I've heard voices in my head. It started out with one narrator type guy, but now I have like 4 up there. I honestly am cool with it because only one of them hate me. Honestly, with stuff like this, it really can never hurt to talk to a psychiatrist about it just to see what's going on. I had a dream that my boyfriend was cheating on me with my middle school best friend. I'm now a sophomore in college, and I attacked both of them. When I woke up, I called my boyfriend and apologized for attacking him in my dream. Hello everybody, welcome to part 65 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I'm AFAB, but I think I'm gender flux, though my partner is a lesbian and I don't know what to do. I already came out to them as a demigirl, but then I came out as bi-gender. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that they're questioning, but I feel like I'm making them feel that way because of my gender, and I feel kind of guilty for making them feel that way. I don't want you to worry about how your gender identity is going to affect someone else's sexuality. Figure yourself out first. When me and my ex-girlfriend started talking again, she told me she liked me, even though they were already in a relationship with someone, so she introduced me to their girlfriend, then they broke up, and now me and my ex's ex-girlfriend are dating. My grandpa was a pharmacist in Reno in the 50s, and he was friends with Frank Sinatra because he would give him free drugs. No, any of you could be lying and I would never know. Hey, how are you? I miss you. I don't know who the fuck is. I went straight green food coloring because I thought it would taste good. It tasted so bad I gagged and it turned my teeth green. About a year ago, my dad almost killed because I had a bone infection behind my ear that was a centimeter away from my brain that was deadly. My dad said it's normal and tried to give me... Hello everybody, welcome to part 66 of Confession Booth with Stevie. One time I wore 4 sports bras at once because I'm not out and I wanted to bind. When taking them off, I couldn't breathe, you know? I accidentally snapped the elastic against my rib cage, and I don't know if my ribs are okay or not, but hey, I'm alive. Guys, please look up safe binding techniques. Please, that can fuck up.
When I was about 10, my neighbors got me a betta fish and it died like a week later, so they got me another one and that one died and they got me another one, and this repeated 3 more times until I stopped telling them the fish were dying. I know now that you're supposed to change the water, and no, I never had an animal again. It was traumatizing and I feel like a terrible person. Your parents should have kept an eye on that situation.
So when I was 11, I was really into K-pop, and after spending too long on Wattpad, I formed unhealthy coping mechanisms. I then posted an Adopted by BTS FF on YouTube as my first video that ended up getting 22k views. I can't get access to the account to take it down, and it's still up. Ooh, I want to find that. Hello everybody, welcome to part 67 of Confession Booth with Stevie. When I was 9, me and my family went to Turkey to visit my grandparents. I had to take a shit. The thing was, someone was using the normal toilets, so I had to use the squatting toilets, and I fell on my own shit. My leg slipped. I stayed there for at least 10 minutes crying.
I've been struggling with college for a while now, mostly just because of a lack of motivation to even attend classes, but I'm afraid to tell my parents the truth out of them thinking I'm lazy, even though this happened last semester too, and they were understanding. They were understanding before, so I do think they would be understanding again.
I found out that more than 50% of my close friends in some way hate at least one person in our circle. Some of these friends are my IRL circle, and I would have no one if I left them. I'm now sat here trying to process that everyone is lying to each other's faces. What makes things worse is that we have an ex-couple in the group, and that's how most of this happened.
I told my mom that I don't want a penis, but I don't want boobs either, and she came back with, no, you need boobs. No, you don't, bestie. You don't need boobs.
Hello everybody, welcome to part 6. Fuck! Hello everybody, welcome to part 68 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I used to be terrified that my stuffed animals were alive, so I'd perform rituals to neutralize them, but I couldn't do it at home because parents, so instead I brought the stuffed animals to the playground and did it there. The issue is that elementary school kids are weird, so at some point they started bringing their own stuffed animals, and we would perform group cleansings, and eventually the teachers found out and I got suspended as a 3rd grader for starting a cult on campus.
I'm genderqueer and mostly identify as a boy, and me and a friend I'm out to were texting, and she said that if we ever date, we'll be a straight couple, and that's sad, so I joked about how she should try being a guy too, and she said it was tempting, and now I think she might not be cis. You're part of her backstory.
I once told a boy I liked him, and for 5 years I had to pretend I liked him. It got to the point where he gave me a Valentine's Day card and said how he wants to stay with me forever and such. He found out my address and broke in. I live in Ireland now. What? I was in church and everyone had the Bible open on their phone. I, however, was reading a full BDSM scene fic of someone getting their guts rearranged with a straight face while sitting next to my father. Oh my god. Hello everybody, welcome to part 6. Part 60. Hello everybody, welcome to part 60 of Confession Booth with Stevie. I just recently met my friend's boyfriend and joined their Minecraft server. I've been treated so sweetly by their boyfriend and I might be forming a crush on him. The fact that he's polyamorous is giving me false hope, and I know I shouldn't date my best friend's boyfriend. What should I do?
I feel as though I may not be fully accepted into my school's GSA as non-binary, even though there are NBs there, but I feel they won't accept me for who I am. They might just think I'm chasing clout for the attention. Okay, GSAs are kind of notorious for being a little bit exclusionary, so I would go, clock the vibe, and maybe leave if they suck ass.
I'm such attracted to men, but romantically attracted to women, and it's never been any different. I don't know if that's bi or pan, and I don't know how that affects a relationship. This is actually more common than you'd think, to be honest.
Sometimes I fantasize about me dating a ghost so I can sleep better at night. I wrote a story like that in high school.
Hello everybody, welcome back to part 70 of Confession Booth with Stevie. Don't forget to go check my podcast and also follow my backup account, Stevie B Stinks. One time when I was a kid, we had an Easter egg hunt. The church sponsored it and said whoever found the golden egg would get a grand prize. An hour later, and no one had found it. Eventually, some kid held it up and teased me, saying I didn't see it because girls have terrible perspective skills. No one was nearby, so I tackled him and took it out of spite. I gave it to the lady, and the grand prize was a Bible. I felt so sad because I felt like the Bible was karma.
So I came out to my friends and sister as bisexual. None of them believed it because they all thought I was a lesbian. Well, after a while of self-care, I realized I was indeed a lesbian. So I came out again, and 2 of my friends told me I looked like a lesbian. What does that mean? I'm just hella confused. It sounds like your friends and sister are kind of operating with a lot of internal biases, and they're making a lot of assumptions based on outward appearances, which maybe doesn't make them great LGBTQ allies.
I was once playing hide and seek with my 2 older cousins in a hotel, and there are 0 rules. You could beat the living shit out of each other if you want, and some younger ones wanted to join, and so whenever I found my cousin, I shoved him really hard into a window, and it cracked a bit. I was almost a killer that day.